they keep pushing the date back until I just have to say, hey, I'm not going anymore. Because that's disrespectful of my time and me as a person. And like, I know this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it especially feels like it really digs into that childhood wound of like, no one's ever going to love you. You're never going to find anyone who loves and respects you. And it's like, why does this keep happening?
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman crying because she can't find a man, and also how women complain about the Hinge app, saying it only matches them with unattractive men. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Recently, we noticed that 73% of the people watching our content aren't subscribed, and we invite you to do so. We promise to always bring you quality topics. Don't forget to leave us your comments and activate notifications so you don't miss any videos. Alright, let's get started.
I am so tired of feeling like it's never going to be my turn to find love, and I know that someone out there knows what I mean right now. Like, I know I'm overreacting to this specific incident, but this is like the fourth time this has happened since I re-downloaded the dating app earlier this month and decided, you know what, I'm an adult. I'm going to try and get like an adult relationship and actually do dating for once. So we match, we talk for a while, we plan the date, right? We can't do that day. We move the date to this day. Totally fine. I go, how about 5:30? Reasonable time. Let's actually get dinner. Like, let's commit to this. This seems promising. He goes, okay. Then he texts me and goes, can we actually do 6:30? Because I have a meeting. It's going to run a little long. I'll be able to do 6:30 instead. And I said, that's a little bit annoying because it's a tad bit late. I'm going to be starving, but that's fine. So today's the day, right? 5:45 rolls around. I've just finished doing my hair and makeup, and I get another text from him going, hey, I'm running late again. Could it be possible that we move the date to 7 again? So I text all my friends, both guys and girls, just to make sure I'm not crazy and go, do I allow this? And they go, no. Moving it once, maybe. Twice, that's where I would have stopped it. But a third time? Absolutely not.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
Woman, the saying really fits you. Happiness comes from within. You just need someone to bring it out of you. Honestly, this woman needs to get laid. All this feminism stuff has her losing it. She's suffering because of it, and she really needs a man in her life to give her a good night of intimacy, to clear out the negative energy in her body. Like I said, to bring out her happiness. She's got so many videos about being ghosted, about being betrayed, endless issues with men who don't meet her expectations. Everything with men is a problem for her. She's in this self-imposed celibacy, hasn't had intimacy in years, and she shares all of it in her videos, even crying when Trump won. Woman, you're not right in the head. This poor woman, depression and stress are going to destroy her. She needs to get laid. She needs a real man to reconnect her with her feminine energy, to make her feel like a woman again. Maybe then she could change and find happiness. Let's continue.
I'm starving at this point, and that's just disrespectful of my time. So I send him a little respectful, you know what, hey, don't even sweat it. Like, you enjoy your evening. It's pretty late already, and I am starving, so I'm just gonna eat. And he keeps texting me, and he's also, like, now trying to guilt trip me, being like, I'm not going to enjoy my evening. Like, so red flag, you know, bullet dodged, I guess, in the long term. And usually I would just let it go. However, I have planned, like, almost 4 or 5 dates now since I re-downloaded the app. Almost every single time, this is exactly what keeps happening. They keep pushing the date back until I just have to say, hey, I'm not going anymore. Because that's disrespectful of my time and me as a person. And like, I know this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it especially feels like it really digs into that childhood wound of like, no one's ever going to love you. You're never going to find anyone who loves and respects you. And it's like, why does this keep happening? Like, when you make a plan and you say you're going to show up at a certain time, and maybe it's just me, I need you to show up at that time. I need to know that you are a person of your word and that you can show up for me, especially like early on in the beginning like this. It's just a big thing for me, and like trusting people and consistency. Shout out childhood wounds. Why is it so hard to find a man who respects you and your time as a person? These are some very bare minimum standards to be setting, and why does it feel so impossible for them to meet? Like, I've had enough. I'm exhausted. It feels like there's absolutely no end in sight. Everyone on this planet deserves someone who respects them and their time and treats them well. And I'm not even asking people to like move mountains for me anymore at this point. It feels crazy. Like these boys and dating are genuinely starting to make me feel crazy.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I feel you. I've never had a BF, and I'm going to be 28 in a month. It's heartbreaking. Everyone I know my age is getting married and having kids, and I can't even have a BF. You need to stop planning dates. Let them make all the moves. If they don't, that is your answer. Invest less initially. Don't settle. I'm almost 40, ups and downs in relationships. We are enough. We don't need no man to make us whole. Hope you find someone that respects your time. But also 5:30 is a very tough time for most people with jobs to meet. He sounded accommodating and communicative, but some people's schedules are tough. This is definitely not overreacting, but 5:30 is super early for a date emo. If I die, take my husband. I feel so bad for people that have to date. It is awful out there.
I saw a video of a girl talking about how she had to delete Hinge, the dating app, because it was affecting her confidence. I second that. Because like once a week, I'll go and see who like liked my Hinge photos or maybe commented, see if there's any like potential. And it always just makes me sad. For the most part, I consider myself a fairly attractive person. Maybe not right now. I'm not really in my element. This is my like stay at home, no one sees me look today. But when I see the guys who are liking my photo, I'm like, what do I look like? What do I look like that these guys think we would ever match or be compatible, okay? Because I am only attracting unattractive men on Hinge. They're all unattractive, okay? And it makes me start thinking, wait a minute, if all these men are unattractive on Hinge who like me, if I'm attracting unattractive men, am I unattractive? You know, and you start second guessing yourself. I know I'm not the only girl who feels this way. And for the girlies who are in a relationship with an attractive man, keyword attractive man, where did you find him? Just curious. Would love to know. Please comment down below where you found him. Because they're definitely not on Hinge. And it's either that or maybe I'm just lesbian and I don't know yet.
Oh, hell no!
And then they wonder why they can't find a man. Maybe the attractive men you like just don't like you. And maybe you're not as attractive as you think you are. Unlike women, men don't use filters. We're not fake, and we don't overly edit our photos. You might be aiming for a man who's a perfect 10 in looks when you're barely a 6. Women like this are the ones who get involved with a man they don't really like just to avoid being alone, and then they end up cheating on him because they were never truly into him. But the girl in the first video has an opinion about this. Let's take a look.
A video of a girl talking about how she had to delete Hinge, the dating app, because it was affecting her confidence.
I've heard so many people complain about Hinge now, and I have the answer. It might make you feel a little better, but let's talk about how Hinge is literally the worst dating app on the market right now. First of all, there's previous creators talking about a complaint I think we've all had with Hinge where, like, where are all the attractive people? Like, it just feels like we're never getting any really attractive matches, which is weird because when you go on Bumble or Tinder, right, it's a completely different story. You're getting matches. They're all there. You can see them. So it's like, do attractive people just not use Hinge? And no, they do, but there's a reason they hide them. Similar to this creator and many girls and boys I've spoken with, you're just like not getting as many matches on Hinge as other apps. But my friends and I have noticed that we get more roses and like paid matches on that app than any other app. So it just doesn't add up. Why would people be more willing to pay for us to be matched there instead of free? And many of us have noticed they keep the most attractive members behind this paid rose wall on this little section at the bottom of the app.
I get insane amount of likes, but they're no one I'm attracted to, so I just thought I was picky. I get like 99 likes in just a few hours and I'll deny all of them. Glad I'm not alone. Most people on both sides think they're a 10 when in reality we are all mostly average. So dating up usually leads to dead ends of being cheated on. My therapist said, you only like about 1% of the people you meet in person. Why would that be any different on an app? Same girl. That's why I deleted all of them. Can we all boycott the apps so the men have to step it up? That's the problem. Most people think they are above average. But in reality, most men and women are average looking. Most people look about the same. I know I'm not the intended audience, but it is posts like these that make me feel like garbage since apparently I'm often the man on the other side. No, literally. All the guys that like me on Hinge, I'm like, what makes you think you can get me?
If you're doing the math, which I know we're beautiful people, so that's hard for us to do, that means that Hinge is keeping you hidden behind this rose wall as well. And they're forcing people to have to pay to match with you because Hinge does not care about finding you your soulmate or someone to go out with. They just care about taking your money and also keeping the attractive people locked away and trapped on their app as long as possible. But also don't fall for them trying to force you to pay the most expensive subscription prices out of any of the apps. It's getting insanely priced, but back in the day when it was $10-12, I decided to try it for 1 month to see if it would be any better at all. And I found that it literally wasn't any different, despite the fact that they're constantly advertising it as the best way to use their app. So, what is the point of me giving you that money if it's not any better? But yeah, it just feels like Hinge doesn't want to actually find you a match. They just want to make your life as difficult as possible. The concept of the app is amazing, but the execution is absolutely garbage. So if anything, Hinge is almost deterring attractive people from using their app by using this method. We just haven't all figured it out yet.
You have to have a very delusional mindset to say, we're such beautiful people that Hinge is hiding us. Or maybe the algorithm is showing you people at your same level of attractiveness, and the more attractive ones aren't being shown because you're not in their league. Women are the only beings on Earth who, if you ask them to rate their level of beauty, all say they're a 10. The issue is that they all want the top 10% of men, but there simply aren't enough of those men for all the women who think they deserve them. Plus, when women use dating apps, they can easily find a partner within a week and then delete the app. It's like a last-minute sale. What women don't understand is how hard dating apps are for men. Beyond getting a match, you also have to convince her to talk to you because she's likely chatting with multiple men at once. Then you have to invite her out, make sure the date goes well so she'll want a second date, and keep the conversation going to see if it leads anywhere. This is the reality for the average guy. For a Chad, this logic doesn't apply. That's why you see so many women ending up hitting the wall, because one thing is certain. The wall doesn't forgive anyone. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. What do you think about Hinge? What do you think is the reason this woman can never find a man? I hope you enjoyed the video. Here are 2 more videos about modern women that you might find interesting. If you like our content, don't forget to activate notifications. We upload videos daily so you won't miss the next one from the wall.